if they learn this system too? And if the answer is yes, send me an email. Use the link at the bottom of the form. Send me an email, and we can put on a 2-hour webinar anywhere in the world. We can put on a 2-hour webinar for your company where I will teach the system to your company, and then your employees can go kick ass and be even more powerful and do an even better job than they were.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
To eliminate. So how you manage to achieve that, and also the food as well, especially the Chinese buffet. I know because I love it.
I know,
I love the sweet and sour. It's amazing. It's kind of addictive. It's amazing, this Chinese buffet. So I kind of stop. When I go, I kind of stop. So I try to don't go. Go ahead.
First of all, I've already eaten my lifetime share of Chinese food, and your lifetime share, and probably 20 other people's. And one of the things I've learned, you're smiling because you may think you've done the same thing. But one of the things I've learned over the years, I've learned that you can taste food without putting it in your mouth. Let me ask you a question. Sweet and sour pork. Do you know what it tastes like right now?
Yes, I do.
Can you imagine?
Absolutely.
Okay, you just had it. You just ate it, but it didn't go in your mouth. So it's not going to make you bigger. It's not going to make you unhealthy. You just had it. Enjoy it. That was good. That was delicious, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Same thing works with cigarettes. You can look at the cigarette, imagine what it feels like, tastes like, everything. Don't light it. Put it back in the pack. You just had a cigarette. Same thing with alcohol. Same thing with alcohol. I haven't had scotch in 17 years. I can say the word scotch and I know what it tastes like. I know what it feels like. I know how it makes me feel. I know what it does to me. But I haven't had it in 17 years. So you can do those things. And I'm going to tell you something about addiction.
Go ahead, because you know what you're talking about.
Okay, thank you. This is based on my experience. Other people may have had different experiences. To me, the food that I loved so much, and the alcohol that I drank, and the soda pop, those were emotional addictions. They were not physical addictions. When I quit drinking scotch, I missed it emotionally, but my body did not go through detox. I did not have the shakes. I didn't have trouble sleeping. I didn't have any of those things. But contrast that with someone who might be addicted to coffee. That's nicotine. When you have nicotine withdrawal, you might feel that differently. If you're a heroin addict and you get off the heroin, you might feel it differently. Those are you're physically addicted there. To me, in my experience, I was emotionally addicted, so it was easier. What I had to do was I had to get my head together. And when I got my head together and I got my head on straight, it became easier. Because quite simply, those things were not going to get me where I wanted to be. And where I wanted to be was healthy. And over time, I kept refining what I was doing. I started walking more and more and more. I went from walking 2 blocks to 5 miles. I even got up to where I could walk 10 miles, even 15 miles. I had times where I walked a marathon in a day. That's how much healthier I got. I started losing more weight. I refined my diet. I became vegetarian. And then I eventually became vegan, because I found that I became vegetarian over 12 years ago. And then I became vegan 5 years after that. Since the day I became vegetarian over 12 years ago, I have been sick 1 time in 12 years. So that has been my experience. I have found that through healthy nutrition and through getting physical activity every day, and the reason why I picked walking is I think walking beats you up less than other forms of exercise. And I don't walk fast. I walk slow. I walk 2 miles an hour, 2.25 miles an hour. I walk slow. You don't have to exercise like that. You just need to get moving and put healthy food in your mouth. And let me tell you something about diet. Diet is not just the food you put in your mouth. It's the thoughts you put in your head. What did Zig Ziglar used to say? He called it skin thinking. You know, you want to put only good thoughts in your head. Pay attention to what you're telling yourself. Stop using the word can't. Start focusing on the positive. Stop focusing on the negative. Start focusing on the good in your life. Stop focusing on the bad. Engage in positive self-talk, not negative self-talk. For example, a lot of people I talked to, I was talking to somebody yesterday. They said, what do you tell somebody if they say, I can't do what you do? Or I can't change the way I eat? I go, in the past, you haven't been able to change the way you eat. Today's a new day. Maybe today you can. So what do they say in financial investments? The past does not necessarily equal the future. You hear that all the time. Well, that applies to your health as well. The past does not necessarily equal the future. The past should be what you learn from, not where you should live. See, my problem was I was living in the past. I was eating food to heal the traumas. I mean, what caused my problems was my mother died when I was 8 years old, and that messed with my head. And I lived with my massively obese father, and all we did was eat food more and more and more, and I got bigger. A lot of men say that they're happy that they're as small as they were when they got married. Well, I'm smaller than I was when I was 13 years old. That's pretty scary when you think about that. So this experience taught me something. And this is what I wanted you to take away from this. The one thing I'm talking about. The experience taught me that I'm more powerful than I ever imagined. And I'm a confident guy. I became a CPA. If you're in the UK, that's a chartered accountant. I became a CPA. I became an attorney. I have had a very successful business career. I didn't do that without being confident. But the experience of losing 220 pounds, keeping it off, going from a person who could not walk 2 blocks to a person who walks 5,000 miles a year. Imagine this, Harry. I started out, okay, here, I got a picture for you. I started out in Los Angeles. I came within 300 miles of London.
Wow.
I ended up in the Atlantic, but I can swim, so I'm okay. No, the point is...
That's very impressive.
Thank you. But, and people ask me, why do I do that? And they say, do I have to do that? The answer is no, you don't have to do that. And the reason why I do it is because I haven't found my limits yet. I'm still searching for my limits. I'm in year 18 of constantly improving myself, of compounding who I am.
Wow.
I am in year 18 of getting better every year. See, and that's applied business print. You can apply business principles to your life. And yes.
Go ahead. Let's think down a little bit more about addiction, because in the entrepreneur, how you behave in your life and in your mind is you reflect also in the business. And we're doing an exercise that you visualize like food or the drink, okay? And then you say, okay, Harry, you have it, okay? There is the conscious mind and there is the unconscious mind. The conscious...
That's called the monkey mind.
Exactly. Okay. Mind, yeah. The monkey mind, yeah. But that monkey mind, Stanley, is what drives behavior, that unconscious mind. So even, like, for example, I'm conscious that I shouldn't eat a Chinese buffet. I'm conscious that we shouldn't be drinking. We know that is bad, but still we do it because this unconscious mind is driving that behavior. So my question to you is how you handle your unconscious mind to change that behavior, because this is what is tough in addictions. Very difficult to change.
Okay, first thing, tell yourself the monkey mind, the unconscious mind has controlled my behavior in the past. In the past.
Oh, today, wow, very powerful.
Today is a new day. You become conscious as to what you are doing. Okay, the easiest way for me to do this is to kind of take you through my system a little bit, real quick. I've always been a systems thinker, and I've been paid a lot of money by people to take complicated things and make them simple. So what I did was I said, how do I create a human operating system so that we can reprogram ourselves, which is what you're talking about, to do a better life and to live an excellent life? Well, since the goal is not perfection, the goal is excellence, I created something called the Way of Excellence. And this whole system, it's on my website and it's for free. There's videos on the website. People, I recommend you go through one of them a day. They're 8 to 12 minutes each. You go through one every day. Within a month, you'll have learned the whole system and you'll be well on your way. Plus, I have 9 of my books. They're all there for free digital download. You don't have to do anything. You know, I work with a lot of people. If you want to, people want to hire me, you're welcome to hire me. It's not that I don't like money. I do. But I'm also at a stage in my life where I have my health. And to me, that is a great form of wealth. I have my health along with financial wealth. And so I'm in a position in my life where I can give back and I can help other people. That in and of itself is another form of wealth. You know, feeling good about what it is you're doing, having purpose. So now you do this, you got
it's
the
better
system.
than money, Stanley. Sometimes people think, no, I want to have $1 million. I mean, you make $1 million and you did your business, but that fulfillment, there is, you get paid in another currency that is actually better than money, which is being healthy. Because all the millionaires that we interview in this podcast, over 500 millionaires, they all will change all the money for one more day of life.
Yeah.
So what's the priority and why you want the million for if you cannot enjoy it, if you cannot even walk, if you cannot even be healthy? What's the point to have all this wealth? So
see, I say you can have both. You can have both. But let me ask you this. Have you ever interviewed any miserable millionaires?
No.
But yeah, I've worked with a lot of people. They have a lot of money, but they are miserable people. They're unhappy in many ways. And you can have both.
Absolutely.
See, this whole system that I talk about, it's a system. I tell you, any entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur and you have employees, go to my website, which is thewayofexcellence.com. Thewayofexcellence.com. Harry will put it in the show notes. Thewayofexcellence.com. Now, go to my website, watch one of my videos a day, over 30 days, you'll go through the whole system. Now, when you do that system, ask yourself, would my employees be happier, be better employees, do a better job if they learn this system too? And if the answer is yes, send me an email, use the link at the bottom of the form, send me an email, and we can put on a 2-hour webinar anywhere in the world. We can put on a 2-hour webinar for your company where I will teach the system to your company, and then your employees can go kick ass and be even more powerful and do an even better job than they were.